a lot of people gave backlash about it, but they didn't know the backstory behind it. And it's not that I just reached out and said, hey, Nicki, would you be on my album? It came out of relationship.
Cause I serve a God that parted the Red Sea.
The first time I listened to this song, I'm getting ready to see. So many persons were saying Tasha Cobbs was wrong to feature Nicki Minaj. I know you're watching this. You are one of them that condemned Tasha Cobbs. Is Nicki Minaj a devil? Is she not a human? Anyways, before we go further, before I continue talking, let us hear what Tasha Cobbs have to say about it.
What a lot of people don't know about that is that Nicki and I have a relationship.
Okay, so what is the exact story behind the collabo?
About 4 years ago, I did Celebration of Gospel on BET, and Nicki sent out a tweet saying, hey, who is Tasha Cobbs? Your ministry just really blessed me. And then fast forward about a year and a half later, literally about once a month, Nicki was on my Instagram liking pictures, like, is this the real Nicki Minaj? And so finally she sends me a message in my DM, and she says, in case you haven't noticed, I am in love with your ministry. And I responded to her and I told her thank you. And from that moment on, about a month later, she reached out to me and said, is it okay if I have your number? And from then on, we would text each other, and I would tell her I'm praying for her. She would write me back and say, hey, this is what's going on right now, and I'm praying for you. And so she said to me one day when she knew I was recording, she sent me a message on Instagram in front of millions of people. And she said, Tasha, when you finish with this song, send it to me. I'm gonna put 16 bars on there. And so of course the pressure on me now, like, you just told 90 million people you want to be on my album. Yeah. So I heard the song, I'm getting ready. And I knew that she was aware of the song. She had told me how much she loved it. And I felt like this was a song that really spoke to her. And so I sent the song to her, and she immediately responded and said, yes, I was hoping this was the song that you would send me. And she said, this is the first time I've ever put my relationship with God on display, and I would love to do it on your album.
Very nice story. So were there any kind of testimonies? Like, were there any sort of testimonies? Because whatever we do, we're preaching God. So were there sort of testimonies from this collab?
So many comments that I've received daily, people write me saying, I've never bought a gospel album. I've never bought gospel music until I saw you on Nicki's page. And they didn't just buy the single, they literally bought the album, and it's been changing their lives. I had one person that reached out and said, I didn't believe in God until I heard this song.
So last one before you go, would you want to do this again despite the backlash from everybody?
With those testimonies, I would absolutely, hands down, do it again. Somebody say, no, you can't praise God on my album.
Alright, that'll be all. So before we wrap this up, now to Nicki Minaj, how do you handle criticism, like especially with singing with Tasha Cobbs? Tasha Cobbs is a music minister, and you did a collab with her. During that period, how did you handle the criticism?
I don't gotta talk, the Lord defends me. I watch them all fall for going against me.
So what will happen when they come again?
Every tongue that rises up against me, shame it.
She really has a great relationship with God. Nicki grew up in a Christian home, and sometimes we can judge people according to their outward appearance, and we never know what they're going through on the inside, or what situation is keeping them where they are.
Alright guys, so you've heard from the horse's mouth. Most times it's easy for us to judge people without even knowing their relationship with God.
Power, life, and death coming out my tongue.